All right, testing, testing. It looks like I'm recording here. Learning this software still. Found some cool little things. Let's get rid of that. All right. So, talking about routine, staying on task, what happens when you fall off of task. I should zoom this out. All right. And okay, so routine, falling off task, staying on task, what to do when you fall off task. Okay, let's start that over. Uh, oh, you know what? Check this out. I found out about this cool little feature in the software. Okay, first topic. Um, okay, so I came up with some of these. Look at this. We can do falling out of routine. Oh, why it happens sometimes and what to do when. Let's see, got another one here. Self doubt, how, when, and what to do when. Yeah, so I can fix all this stuff later. This is all note to self stuff for me. Okay. So, yeah, self doubt is going to creep in. Let's start with the self doubt stuff. So, the self doubt, you're always going to have that, regardless of what it is you're doing, unless you've practiced it a lot. So that's one way that you can get rid of your self doubt is just by practice, 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 right? And that is really the key to it, I think. It doesn't matter what it is, even if you're at an elite level, if you're comparing yourself to other people that are elite, you're still going to have those ideas come in like, am I good enough? Am I even capable of this? Okay, so that's normal for you to have that, but you have to understand there's this little piece in your brain that's in there, and that gets activated, at different moments in time. And the really only way to shut that up is by setting goals, making completing those goals, so accomplishments and practice, right? So it's amazing what you can do though with the practice. You know, there was this one guy. He's famous for scaling a famous sheer cliff mountain at I think it's Yellowstone, is it? Or Yosemite. Um, and there's this one section he talks about in this mountain where he had to jump from one of the sides of the rock face to this other rock portion, and he had to hold on. He had to grasp on to this one hold, and you know you only have one shot at that, and your legs are flailing, and he was able to hold on to it and then able to continue scaling, but he only had one shot at it. One shot was all. But you know, most people would wonder why the hell would you even take that shot? But he felt 100% confident with it. He woke up that morning 100% confident in knowing what he was going to do, how he was going to do it, and he went out and did it. And when he got to that moment, when he got to that part in his climb where he had to make the jump, he didn't hesitate. He made the jump, and he is alive to this today. And he's alive to today. So the reason why was because he practiced it over and over again with ropes, not only physically, not only on the site, but also mentally. He went over it over and over and over again, and he prepared for this for a long time before that final day when he scaled it without ropes. So it's amazing what we can do just through practice, and you've seen on videos and TV what people can do through just sheer practice. You know, you can practice something so good you can do it when you're with your eyes closed. So that self-doubt, though, it's really powerful because it gets activated every once in a while, and it feels real. It feels like it's a real thought with a real concern about a real issue, about something that's real in your life, you know, right now, about something you're trying to do. And you have all these other people up to this point that's saying, oh, what you're trying to do is stupid, or, you know, why are you trying to do that? You know, you look, Amazon's hiring, go get a job with Amazon, or whatever they're saying, right? Why don't you just drive Uber, or whatever they might be saying? They don't know what your true goals and intentions and wants and desires are. Only you know that. And you know what? It's a journey. It's a journey. And you need to realize that. And whatever it is that you want to do in life, you can do it. You can accomplish it. You just need to start making the commitment. You need to make the decision. You need to find something that's worthwhile to pursue, something that gets you excited, something that you say, you know what, I really want that. I don't care about anything else. I only want that one thing right now. And you start setting up goals. We're going to do daily planners and daily routines, and we're going to get all this stuff together going. And we're going to help each other through this stuff. And we're going to make each other accountable. We're going to be honest for when we screw up and when we are having a bad day or whatever it might be. And we're going to get the people on our side to help us out. You know, it's just a complete support system. That's what Molels is. It's just a support system, okay, with people that are all geared and trained on a similar or a familiar project management system, such as Agile, Kanban, you know, whatever the latest and best technology is at the time, we learn that, and whatever the latest and the best is for the particular project. We learn that. And communication tactics, skills, techniques. Communication is huge. Negotiation, conflict resolution. These are all skills that we all need to learn. NLP, neuro-linguistics programming. Okay, how can we say things to where things really get stuck in the mind? How can we say things that we're triggering it at the right moment in time with the right vibration or the right emotional state? Okay, these are all things that we are going to work on together. We're going to share our knowledge. There's a lot that I've built up over the years. I'm going to make that open to you. I am here for you on a daily basis, or will be once this gets going live and you know, 100%. I'm going to be with you guys, and as soon as people start joining and looking for some help, I will be even more available then. Okay. So here we go. just heard somebody can't hear me. Let's see. How about now? When was this message sent? This might have been the first live. That wasn't working. I don't know when that was sent. Okay. I need water. Okay, so now you have all these people that are going to come to you. They're going to already try to implant these negative thoughts in your mind and try to get you to be, um, you know, to try to get you to do what they think is best, not what you want to experience. So if you're following something, you know it's worthwhile, you know that this is something that you can make happen, or you're going to find ways to schedule this into your day. You start following that, you start doing that. Well, it's going to be real great. It's going to be real exciting for the first couple of days. And then what's going to happen? You're going to start running into a couple of disappointments. Things that you'd never thought of were going to be an issue. They're going to start having this problem and then this problem. They're going to seem like they're really big problems. And they're not really big problems. They're just problems that you don't want to deal with, or you don't know how to deal with. So I'm going to help you out with these things. We're going to get through all these things together, going to let you know about this stuff. And you need to know that these are just natural feelings that are going to come and go. They're going to come and go. Sometimes it's related to nutrition. Sometimes it's a lot of times related to your sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're not going to have enough energy to fight, and to perform those 7, those 8, and those 9 difficulty level tasks that are going to be necessary, once or twice throughout the day, right? Or a couple of times, depending on how strenuous that day is. So, and then of course, nutrition plays a key role in that. And a meal, meals, what you're eating, when you're eating, and just how much nutritional value is getting inside of your system. And if you don't get enough nutritional value, it's going to throw you out of whack. It's going to make you crave a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to crave. It's going to make you crave chocolate, sugar, bread, carbs, right? You're going to have cravings for these things if you're not on a proper routine and a proper nutritional diet. So, we also, if we're going to break these habits, so let's see, what else was I going to say about self-doubt? Was there anything else about self-doubt? That's why a mission statement. I wanted to go back to a mission and vision statement. That's why these are really important as well. You can start off with a very clear and crisp idea of where it is and what it is you want to do. And then along the way, everything gets foggy. Along the way, you start getting this idea and that idea and this idea and this idea. And then they start coming in and they start kind of blending in together. And then you start kind of losing your focus on the main goal. And you're kind of like, well, I got to do this and I got to do this and I got to do this. And I was falling into that same issue with this. My whole intention was to start recording a live at 8 a.m. every morning and then show you guys my routine, show you my fasting routine, a nutritional routine, do all these things, and also create a website, get an invoice out, show you how I do business. And I was expecting to get all this done in 3 to 4 days. Here we are over a week later, and I'm thinking, man, how is it going to be, to carry on business? Now, I also have to remind myself, well, it's just me learning the setup. I got to learn to set up the camera, set up the microphone, set up the software, set up all this stuff, the live, the Facebook, the streams, getting all this stuff going. It's part of the process because I didn't previously have that, and I didn't also have somebody to just help set it up for me. So that's normal. You're going to have the growing pains. You just have to kind of estimate it's going to take you about 4 times longer than you plan. If you give somebody an estimate, you know what, man, I'm going to get this done for you in maybe a week. Just tell them, all right, let me see. Maybe give me a few weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, maybe we'll see. I have some other things going on. Do you have a priority on this right now? Does it have to be a deadline in 2 weeks? Can you give me 3 or 4 weeks? Yeah? Okay. Now, if you practice and you get this thing done in a week and a half, well, now you're just a superstar. Okay, so it's good, but it's rarely the case. Usually you're right up on that 4-week deadline and you're like, oh my God, okay, I'm glad I said 4 weeks. I wish I said 5 or 6. And that's the same thing that started with this. But as long as you start, give yourself a deadline, a starting date. You light a fire under your own butt because you know you commit to your own commitments, and you know you got to start 8 a.m. Okay. Now, if you don't, you need to give a reason why, or you need to let the people know in advance that you're not going to be there, right? What else? Reward systems. Did I talk about reward systems? So again, your body gets out of whack. Now, milk duds for me, Reese's always sounds good, especially if I've had some and then I go a day without. It's like the next day or the day after, I start craving pretty big time. And that's normal. I just can expect that that's what my body's going to do. As soon as I take in some of this sugar, I know that the next day or even 4 hours, 6 hours later, my body's going to want more. It's going to say, yes, please, more. I want that. I like that. It's chemical. Your body's addicted to that white chemical, okay? That processed chemical that they've refined down to this thing. They've taken this natural leaf or this natural bamboo shoot or this natural sugar cane, and they've refined that down into a white powder that is a chemical that your body loves and tastes delicious. So, of course, I'm going to want that. Now, I can also use that to my advantage. So, I came up here. I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do the video. I'm not sure. I'm not feeling it. I didn't get enough sleep last night. And I'm not feeling it. How can I be exciting? How can I be whatever? Well, first, music, helps. You got to think, okay, what's the song I can play? What's the topic? Well, here's a topic right here, right? It's real life. And then the other thing is, you know what? I'm going to give myself a reward. I tell you what, if I start the live in the video, I'm going to give myself a mouth bud. And so that's what I did. I started the live, I started the video, I gave myself a milk dud. And to be quite honest, I gave myself a milk dud just for climbing up the stairs. Sometimes you do it, right? Now, I'm not going to town on that. I know milk duds are for once a week. So I'm not going to destroy everything because honestly, I look at my body in the mirror every evening or before I get in the shower, and you got to compare and judge. And I see, man, I've been putting on some weight because I did cheat this last weekend. I piled on all kinds of nasty, delicious food, and now I'm paying the price for it 3-4 days later. I also cheated a couple of days last week. Now, it wasn't big cheats. It was little tiny cheats because my mom talked me into a low-carb ice cream bar. But I know I shouldn't eat it. I knew it was going to break my fast. That's what it did. It broke my fast and it stopped me from losing weight. And I actually probably started gaining. It started the process of my body to start putting on weight. So then when the Saturday or the Sunday came and I ate my milk duds and I had a donut and I had the sugar drink and I had some other stuff, well, it was just ripe and ready to store all that right into my fat cells because I'd already primed it before that. So also when I took that sugar on, I knew I had too much sugar in my blood because as soon as I started eating the milk duds and the donuts and stuff, I crashed shortly after that. I had almost I went into a sugar coma because I was already close to it. Right? All right. So, self-doubt, it's going to happen. But what do you do to get back into it? You got to give yourself some sort of reward system. Give yourself something that's going to make you feel like, okay, this is going to get me back onto it. And I also know this is a temporary feeling. That's the key. And practice. Falling out of routine. So, a routine is going to help with a lot of self-doubt as well. It's going to help with other things. Although it only helps while you're in the routine, right? If you fall out of the routine now, it becomes difficult to get back inside the routine, especially if you have an all-nighter where you stay up to 4 or 5 in the morning. I do this frequently. Frequently, I'll set goals for myself where, like, I will not allow myself to sleep until this one thing is done. Sometimes that's just the dishes. I know it sounds stupid, but I'll set up a goal and I'll say, you know what? My goal for myself, I don't want my mom to wake up to see some dishes in the sink. And, I know that bothers her. So my goal is no matter what, those are done. Now, I set my alarm to do them at 5:30 in the evening, but sometimes I get busy on stuff, man. And I don't, right? That's normal too. So just got to account for that. But for me, I'm like, sometimes I'll just lay comatose on the couch or studying or working because I don't want to do the dish. I don't have the energy for the dishes. And the next thing I know, it's 5:30 in the morning. And the only reason why I stayed up is because I didn't do the dishes. And if I would have done them, I would have gone to sleep way sooner. So but what's great is that's my weakness. You guys are going to have your own weakness, whatever that might be. It might be a person. You might have an ex. You might have a weakness of whatever it might be. But you just get past the weaknesses. You get past whatever that is. You find a way to get you back into the groove, back into the mood, back into the working. And I'm going to put these note notes away because I don't need another one of these. I'm already recording. I'm already here. And all I got to do, I got to start doing the website thing. Oh, guess what? So before I started recording, I was downstairs. I was doing some research on graphic design. So I had used this logo maker thing that's a part of Wix, and it does pretty good. It'll get you a logo, and it'll get you a decent looking logo. But I found out about this other one called placeit.net. Let's go there. Okay. Now we're going to talk about this placeit.net soon, but basically, this is going to allow us to not only make logos for ourselves, but also make it for other people if we want. This allows us to have additional streams of income. Anybody who has a product or service that they want to sell, they need help with that typically, unless their own graphic happen much. But anyway, we can make these types of logos and designs, and so we're going to play with this later. I was just doing my own logo, if you guys remember. So this, I was kind of editing it myself, trying to come up with what I could, and basically come up with something kind of like this. Now I'm going to change this. I'm breaking this down into multiple layers. But yeah, I'm coming up with a rough draft for a logo, essentially, is what I'm doing that we're going to use on the website. Okay. And then I can recreate this inside of software that I just showed you, that we just discussed. Okay. But anyway, so falling out of a routine, going back to that, oh, now I'm covering myself. Okay. That's interesting. All right. So for falling out of a routine, getting the thoughts together. If you're somebody who does